Well, he didn't live very long.
Oh, come on.
Hold on. Oh, he only directed 27 things. Huh.
Hello, Internet. I'm being chased by a giant British ocean liner. They
Hello,
think I'm an iceberg.
Live. We're live and we're recording. This is the podcast. Let's play the theme song. If it plays.
There is nothing wrong with your podcast feed, but there is something wrong with your taste of podcasts. Unfortunately, now we are in control somehow.
Ow. Ah, fuck.
Anyway, do not attempt to turn off the podcast. Although you're fully capable of, we just really don't want you to. Welcome to LIW Anthology Series Review.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to episode 36 of what I just said there. It's Kraft Television Theatre, 926 and 931, because they re-aired it a couple of weeks later. A Night to Remember.
Because everyone forgot.
Yeah. Adam chose this because he had a list of like 4 or 5 episodes he could pick from. So he chose this.
I recognized the title, and I'm interested in the Titanic, so I wanted to see it. I wanted to see the Night to Remember's humble beginnings.
Yeah, we'll get into it. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
Dick Ticket.
The excitement is drained from the dick. It's gone down.
I gotta watch that dummy get hit by a chandelier again. I'll be all right.
It'll pick you up. That'll
pick me up.
Little pick me up. Yeah.
But Sam Peckinpah did direct TV. He did Zane Grey Theater and Dick Powell Theater.
What's his episode of Zane Grey?
I don't know.
Some of that.
3 episodes he did Zane Grey Theater. But
you click on the little question mark or whatever it is. It shows you the episodes he did.
Oh, hold on. There you
Riveting podcast.
Trouble at the Cruise at Tres Cruces. Lonesome Road, Miss Jenny.
Okay.
Miss Jenny has an 8.4 rating. So that's probably the best one.
Miss Jenny.
Adam,
talk about the episode while I look these up.
Yeah, so I was interested in this because first hooked me in because I'm a big fan of Claude Rains. I'm a huge fan of The Invisible Man. Claude Rains narrates this. What it basically is a documentary style retelling live shot TV version of A Night to Remember. Most of you might remember the movie that came out like a few years later after this one. This was the made-for-TV version that was first. I guess this was a really big deal when it came out, like one of the biggest viewerships on live TV of all time when it came out. So much so that, as Phoenix mentioned, they showed it twice. It's interesting. Has it held up by today's standards? Probably not. We still had some fun with it. I was enjoyed in it enough to where it got me engaged. Started going down that rabbit hole, looking up little fun facts about the Titanic. And there's so much out there nowadays for you to consume if you're a history buff that you get hooked on this kind of stuff. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, I did.
So what would you give it out of 10 going off, our previous experience with shows?
Off our previous experience with shows, it's definitely an 8, I would say.
Wow.
Compared to the craft stuff that we normally like the made-for-TV shows that we've seen thus far. An overall experience, though, compared to everything else that we've reviewed, definitely a 7. I would say a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dick, what would you give it?
Well, I mean, it's the Titanic story, so everyone knows what the story is if they've seen it. But I like the fact that Adam, he was speaking remember when it came out on TV? I think everybody's dead who saw it live. Like anybody who remember it now.
Well, it came out. This show came out in the 50s. It just looks old because of how deteriorated it is.
Yeah,
it's not really that. It's like 50.
It came out March 28th. 1956.
That's pretty good. I'm sure it's just the transfer for some reason. YouTube,
yeah, it's a really bad shot on video type deal.
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
And we've seen worse. That's actually newer than this. Like worse.
Well, nothing's worse than the Bat.
It was George Roy Hill. No, we watched One Worse Than the Bat a few weeks ago. What the fuck you talking about with little boy bullfighter bullshit?
Oh, that's right.
That was way worse than the Bat.
Sadly, I couldn't make that episode. I had prior engagements.
That was incomprehensible because it just didn't make any sense. Like I don't know if we lost
homoerotic porn, and you'll get
Charles Beaumont's pervert.
This would be like an early docudrama. Like you see that stuff like they used to show on A&E before they started showing all the bullshit they show now. They used to have all those like history shows with people narrating them and reenactments. That's what this is. It's a reenactment.
It's a reenactment. But the problem is, if you didn't have Claude Rains narrating, you'd have no idea who anybody was.
He's telling you who everybody is, yeah.
But even when he's telling me who they are, I still don't know who they are because I'm just like they're all just so bland and milk
names.
Yeah, they're just and nobody has a personality except for the guy at the end who gets hit by a chandelier.
Yeah, the guy that designed the ship gets hit by a chandelier. It's fucking poetic ending.
Brilliant. Like why James Cameron didn't put that in his movie.
For the live show, we do need to share this because it is gold.
Oh,
all right. So this is the scene that we're talking about. They loved this.
This guy's he's talking to a dummy.
Man, there's a man who's like he built the ship.
He's trying to tell him to leave, and he's just standing there wasting his life trying to get him to move.
God, it's gold.
Oh my god.
And then the screen just fills up with water. Yeah. The end.
See, that's Cameron. Cameron missed out on that one.
Cameron had his guy hit the propeller, and I remember in the theater, everyone started laughing.
What was it, like $200 million or something he spent on Titanic, and all he would have to do is just have it fill up with water and have a chandelier fall on Leonardo DiCaprio.
Just amazing.
He's in the water, and the chandelier falls on him.
I want to see the chandelier fall on Celine Dion. Is that possible? Can we make that happen?
Yeah.
Very good. So, Dick, out of 10, what do you give it?
I'm gonna say a 6 point. I've seen way better. And granted, I know this is the 50s, and it's just for me, it was a 6. I didn't enjoy it. It was boring. I know what happened. I've seen it, but this was like the most, watered down version of what could happen because it
watered down. I see what you mean.
Literally, and it was fine. It's just whatever. It's a rehash of stuff I already know, and I've seen it done better, so it's whatever.
I was drowning in boredom, and it was up to my. It was above my head how bored I was. So, it's I didn't mind it. It is a little too much. Claude Rains reading off the beat points of the book, like they wrote it out, and he's like. They're like, you're going to tell this story. And he's like, no, I'm going to read this exactly what it says. This guy died at this time. This guy died at this time. This boat had this many people. And it ends up being, like you're saying, like a History Channel reenactment.
Yeah.
And I get that it's live TV. And for that, I do raise the score a little bit. Because for live TV back in the day, this is pretty fun good.
This is high budget.
I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7. If I judge it on its own outside of this show, maybe a little less. But considering what we've had to endure here, I wasn't miserable. I was just kind of like, this is way too long for what it is.
You realize that you get spoiled by the Alfred Hitchcocks and the Twilight Zones and the things that we watched that kind of elevated the expectations. Whereas Kraft Dinner Theater, it's just like, well, here's tonight's movie while you eat your Kraft dinner.
Yeah, there's a number of Kraft shows. I looked them up, but my computer's freezing as we speak.
Did it hit an iceberg, Phoenix?
Well, look, I'll show you my screen. And this is what happened. Oh, I can't. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's going to be double vision for a while. But look, this is what I tried to move the episode, and it just froze up. And it's been sitting there ever since.
It probably hit an iceberg. They freeze up like that.
Freaking out. So that's what I'm preoccupied with. I just gave up. It's going to freeze. Whatever. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Fuck it.
So yeah, it's basically what can we say, because it is just a Titanic story. Mm-hmm. Literally, he reads the Titanic story to you,
and it's nice because it's Claude Rains and his voice is real soothing.
I think what I enjoyed about this, and I also like directly after this, I enjoyed this, so I watched the Night to Remember, the HD transfer of the original black and white movie. Fantastic fucking movie. I'd never seen it before, believe it or not. I'd never seen it. I watched it. I loved it to death. I think part of the fun of it was watching the way it unfolded. Like it kind of almost happens in real time, because I think this went down in like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that. And the movie's about 2 hours, so it's almost in real time how everything's happening. And it made me interested enough to start like going and exploring different things that happened with the Titanic. And there's just so much stuff out there that you just don't know, some things that are unsolved. But I mean, it's the most amazing thing about the Titanic is the fact that it is just literally a man-made disaster. It's so many different things went wrong all at the same time that you can't blame. You can blame it on the iceberg. Icebergs are there, you know. I mean, they don't have a mind. They're not sentient, you know. So I mean, it was a combination of misguided attempts to get this maiden voyage out there, a crew that wasn't seasoned and well ready, and so much to the point to where they changed a lot of maritime laws because of this disaster. So it's just interesting. And also, one of the other things I didn't realize until I started digging down that rabbit hole is there is a billionaire in Australia who has commissioned the construction of Titanic 2. He's literally going to have a replica of the ship. It's supposed to launch in 2022, and they're going to redo the route, the original route from this to.
Why 2022? He already blew it by a decade.
If you look at this guy's like track record, this guy just has money falling out of his ass and spends it on ridiculous things. Like at one point, he wanted to turn a golf course into Jurassic Park. You know, I mean, it's just crazy stuff. Just look up.
Do that?
Look up Titanic 2 and don't look at the movie. There's a movie called Titanic 2. I think that's one of those Asylum or Roger Corman.
Nice Roger Corman movie, yeah.
I'm not going to watch that. I refuse. I just don't want to. But A Night to Remember, I actually enjoyed.
I think it's a spaceship. I think that's what it is.
No, it's not a spaceship. It's actually, there is a Titanic 2. It's one of those like really cheap CG type movies with, you know, people
sounds
staring.
Like Asylum.
It sounds like Nick Cage would be in it.
It's an asylum joint, something like that. But but yeah, there actually is a real Titanic 2 being built by some, you know, billionaire that, for history buffs that want to go out into a ship that's replicated like the Titanic, but they got kind of like updated diesel engines and shit. So
and die.
But yeah, interesting stuff. You know, it's just I was actually in, I want to say, 3rd grade when they found the Titanic. So I remember that coming out in National Geographic magazine. My grandpa had a description, or like a subscription to National Geographic, and we were sitting there just kind of pawing over this magazine because he and I, when I was younger, like 3rd grade, we used to talk back and forth about Titanic and how it went down and everything, and we'd kind of recreate it with ice cube trays and stuff like that. It was just something that we talked about. So maybe that's why this had a little bit more meaning to me. You know, I wasn't expecting you guys to like totally dig it, but after the bat, I didn't think it would be too bad. So
there's also a 5-minute version of Titanic that says the long-awaited sequel to Titanic. It's only 5 minutes.
1997. Yeah, I seen the Cameron movie maybe twice, and that's about 2 times too many. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not something that I want to rewatch, though, because it's a little schmaltzy. It's a little up its own ass for my taste. I prefer The Night to Remember to the James Cameron movie.
I definitely want to watch that movie. And I do want to give James credit. James Cameron deserves credit because this episode we watched today was directed by George Roy Hill. The movie was directed by Roy Ward Baker. So James Cameron was a pioneer that he didn't have the word Roy in his name. So kudos.
But you know what? He didn't have a chandelier fall on the guy that
he
built
didn't have
it,
a chandelier and have the screen fill up with water. All he would have had to do was just do that. Yeah.
George Roy Hill is a genius.
Does that happen in the movie? I remember.
The chandelier?
So. No.
It's actually there's a similar scene to it, but it's I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a lot more involved than just a chandelier, though. But yeah, the movie has a budget, and it has a pretty good looking set of effects. Very minimal on the stock footage.
I don't recognize any of these actors.
The characters, well, you'll recognize the actors in A Night to Remember because one of them was the guy from what was the spy show? Man from U.N.C.L.E., that guy. the one that played the Russian guy in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I can't. He also plays on NCIS. That guy. He's in A Night to Remember, and I recognize a couple other faces too. Mostly British cast because it is a British ship after all, but there are recognizable British faces that you'll see. I think even Patrick Macnee was in it. I'd have to go back through the cast again, but there was a guy that looked a lot like Patrick Macnee.
Nope.
But yeah, probably not.
I don't recognize any of these fucking people. But yeah, the movie.
David McCullum, that's his name. Yeah, he's in it. Yeah.
I've always wanted to watch it. But...
It's good. I liked it a lot. You'll like that better than this. I mean, obviously, this was left enough of an impact. It's like, hey, let's make a big Hollywood picture version of this. So they did.
Only 2 years later, too.
But yeah. I think what amuses me about this, though, is just how stuffy the British upper class is. Like, they're so uppity that they literally don't know how to panic. They can't even, like, rationally panic like a normal fucking person would. You got all these Irish people in steerage, like, begging to get out, and then you got, these upper stuffed crust people can't,
Stuffed crust.
Stuffed crust. Yeah, they can't process what's going on. They can't see past their own jewelry to grasp the reality of what's going on around them.
You are referring to the heart of the ocean, right?
Fuck you.
Okay, I thought so. I just want to make sure.
The heart of the ocean.
I have some problems with it because it is limited and it is live, so I get why they could only do certain things. But I never got a sense of dread or clear understanding of where the boat was, because it'll show people walking around and they're all like, "Hey, so how you doing? I'm going here." And then they cut to the Irish people outside and they're like, "Get us on the boat!" Like, freaking
part of it too is because Claude Rains is just talking. We were talking throughout the whole show, like doing our usual thing. But he kind of tells you what's going on.
But I don't want to hear
such and such PM. But we've seen reenactments done now. Like they do that all the time, like on these History Channel reenactments.
Well, that's all they do now with the History Channel.
Right.
I've been watching the...
some of them are pretty good,
Well, they're very good. I'm kind of surprised because I've been watching the Food That Made America.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I kind of want to check that one out, too.
Yeah, no, they're really good. It's a new season right now. They just had the Reese's Pieces guy and the Domino's story and the Pizza Hut guy story. It was pretty interesting.
Thank you for saying Reese's Pieces, not Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
I don't understand that shit.
Do you either of you guys know anybody that says Ballantyne's Day? That's definitely a upper Midwest bullshit thing. I remember people saying, "Hey, did you get your girlfriend anything for Ballantyne's Day?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
Saying something like that.
The fuck is Ballantyne's? Well, what the hell is that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah, it's an upper like North Midwest thing. Chicagoans, yeah. They got their own language. But yeah, if you're not a history buff, I don't think you're really going to get that much out of this. But I enjoyed it, and like you said, I had a very minimal amount of things to pick from that we could watch. I had like 4 different shows, and this was like the one thing on that list I recognized. I'm like, oh, I hear that one's supposed to be pretty good. Some people say like the movie Night to Remember is like the definitive Titanic movie, even more so than Cameron's movie. So
yeah, let's take a look at, because there's Kraft Suspense Theater, and there's only a few episodes of that.
There's my choices, Dick. Right there.
You got even less.
Yeah, see, this is what I had.
Yeah,
here.
that's terrible.
One of these we already watched.
We could have watched Titanic. I would have picked Alice in Wonderland.
That would have been interesting.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
The network is called Lording Wonderland. I mean, it would have been a good fit. Thank you for not, you dick.
Way to go, dummy.
It's my turn. My pick. You're welcome. Hey, it was only 51 minutes, right? So
only
51 minutes. Yeah.
Well, imagine how cheap the Alice in Wonderland is going to look. It would have been hilarious.
Well, that's what I said, man. There's one that's been done many times, and we all know that the Tim Burton movie is the definitive
penultimate one.
Yeah, it's the best one.
God, that one is unwatchable. They made a sequel. How the fuck? Not Tim Burton, but they made a sequel to Tim Burton's, and I just don't.
Yeah, because it made $1 billion. It was a huge hit.
Why did so many people go watch that?
It is
3D,
an ugly fucking movie.
It is one of the ugliest things to look at.
Oh, it's a terrible movie. Yeah,
head spins.
There's not enough fucking drugs in the world to make that interesting. Not enough drugs.
Borderline unwatchable.
Yeah.
There's an epic war at the end. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. It's bad.
It's like he didn't want to do Alice in Wonderland, so he wanted to do Alice in Wonderland fan fiction. So
yeah. He never wants to do the thing that's been handed to him. He's like, well, I have to do my version of what I think. And so that means it's going to be gratuitous Helena Bonham Carter, Johnny Depp, and a bunch of fucking colors because fuck you. That's why.
And it's Oliver Stone. I want to do the history movie. I don't want to stick to the history, though. Let's do my own thing.
It's Oliver Stone.
But that's fine because it's art. So you can adapt. Like I don't want a history lesson in a movie because I can just read the book if I want the truth. Yeah. But if you're going to adapt it, make it fun, make it interesting, I'm fine with that.
I agree with all the changes Mel Gibson made to the historical accuracies of Braveheart. Like,
sure.
Make it a more entertaining movie, and he got Best Picture. Like, he made the right call. Yeah,
well, because Sterling Bridge was a bridge. They couldn't build the bridge; it would cost too much.
Yeah,
so they just said, fuck it, it's a field. It's not a field and shoot.
There are some times, man, where a director makes a call that might be controversial because there's so many people right now that are just beholden to the written word like it's fucking scripture. Like, it's not like the comic books. It's got to be like the fucking comic books. In the comic books, he was like 3 feet tall. Sometimes these changes help. Can you imagine what The Shining would be like? Oh, that's right, I can, because Stephen King made his own version, and it's dog shit.
It is.
He's proud of that, and it's dog shit. It's fucking hilarious to watch.
The hedges move.
The hedges move in late 90s CG fashion. Yeah, it's awful.
I'll take any Steven Weber I can get, but I don't want to watch that again.
I get that Stanley Kubrick just kind of built his own movie on top of the platform that was set up by the short story of The Shining, but it's a masterpiece. It's fucking great. It's one of my favorite fucking movies ever.
The Shining is a good book.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He built a different story on top of Stephen King's layout, is what I'm saying. So he built his version of what he thinks the movie ought to be. And I agree with all of his decisions. I love that fucking movie. I do.
It's one of my favorite horror movies. But think about it, like I also understand Stephen King not liking it, because imagine if you paid a contractor to build your house according to your designs. You're an architect, and you're like, here's this, and he goes, cool, I'm gonna do that, and he does his own thing. You're like, what the fuck did you do, man?
That's the way Kubrick is. Ain't nobody gonna fucking tell. He's one of the last of the old directors where it's like, I'm the director and ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Action! I will make you insane. I will get my shot.
Put on the mask and show your titties.
We don't have those anymore. Yeah. We don't have those directors anymore. Those were the good old days.
I never bothered to watch that movie.
Which one?
I jerked off to it, but I didn't watch it. Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, Eyes Wide Shut?
Oh, yeah. Eyes Wide Shut isn't a bad movie. It's long.
I wanted to hate it. I didn't. I kind of like it.
No, it's fine. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. It's just it's a weaker Kubrick movie.
No idea what the plot's about.
It's ambiguous, and that's the point.
I haven't seen a handful of Stanley Kubrick movies. I never saw Lolita or what's that? Barry Lyndon. I haven't seen that either.
Barry Lyndon is a fucking beautiful movie, but it's fucking
boring,
long and boring. It's boring but beautiful.
Clockwork Orange is horribly overrated.
Cameron's Titanic it's a good movie, but it's not really a Titanic movie. They should have called it something else, because it's not really focused on Titanic. It's focused on a fictional story.
Quotes.
On a backdrop of the Titanic.
The Titanic. That's what it should have been called.
It's the love story itself that I don't like about Cameron's movie. I have a hard time buying into somebody, just meeting somebody and knowing them for one fucking day like that. I can't buy it. I still don't buy it. I didn't buy it at the time. I can't buy it now. That's not reality. You
gotta open up your heart, Adam.
It's a fantasy movie, and it's that goddamn Celine Dion song that never goes away ever. So
that's for you, Phoenix. You should.
I still have that action figure right there. I own that. I have that action figure.
From the cartoon?
I don't have that in the container, but I do own the action figure.
Please get that. You know what I want?
I'll show it to you when I find it.
I was so pissed my mom got rid of this. Let me see if I can pull up a video for it.
My buddy.
Yeah.
No. My buddy and me.
Do you know what I had to do the other day? Before we recorded yesterday? is for some reason my computer deleted a bunch of files on my work drive. So I lost everything for this show, and not Twilight Zone, but I lost everything for this and a bunch of other shows. So I had to go in and like discover it and pay a bunch of money to get it back, and it fucking sucked. But luckily I got this back because let's see if I can find it. It was a YouTube video I had. It was fun.
Here, hold on. I'm going to show you something, Phoenix. You need this. I've never seen this before. This is interesting.
I'm excited.
Have you seen that? Hold on. There it is.
What the hell is that?
Slimer on the Ecto 1?
Oh,
you know what? It's the new one. That's why. I've never seen this.
I was going to say, it looks like Slimer on the car from Escape from New York. It just needs two chandeliers on either side.
That's terrible. Look at that.
On the hood of my car.
Ew, gross. Never mind. I thought that was the movie one. Wow. That's pathetic.
Yeah, thanks for showing us that.
I used to have this, and my mom got rid of it, and I just asked her, and I was like, please, because I just started the Crypt Keeper show, and I was like, I want this, and she's like, oh, I sold it. I'm like, you bitch.
I sold everything you ever loved.
That's actually cool looking.
What is it?
Date on it says the bottom. So that's pretty happy.
Like an 18-incher, or how big is it? Oh, it looks big.
It has a button right here.
Oh, nice.
That's
how his thumb on its crotch.
Yeah, I never see crypt stuff anywhere. Honestly, it's hard finding anything these days.
I had one that was a Halloween decoration, and it's like the Crypt Keeper holding a candle, and like it's like a little lamp. So you turn on, the candle lights up, and then there's like a little hand on the book. I had that for a long time in my Halloween decorations.
Yeah, we used that as a Halloween decoration with my mom because she loved him.
I used to just leave it out all year because I thought it was cool.
We used to watch that show all the time together, and that's why I wanted to do this show because I'm like, oh,
I know, dude. What I used to watch it too, and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Yeah.
Except Dick won't admit it. He will not admit it.
What?
That Tales from the Crypt is not good.
It's not good, but some of them are good. I'll give you some.
Yeah. Is it part of the nostalgia for that time period where you kind of wish you could go back there more than the actual show?
No, not really.
I have some of those.
Nah, because I don't really give a shit either way. It's like I just I remember rewatching them recently, and like the ones that I watched were actually not bad. I just think we picked the worst ones. We just had the.
How's that possible though? Like every one is the worst one. The only one that we ever liked wasn't really a Tales from the Crypt episode.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It seems like there's 12 good episodes.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that I watched.
But that's like one.
I don't even remember them. You know, that's how bad they are.
Yeah.
When was the last time that any of you guys saw Cameron's Titanic? Because I don't think I've seen it since the fucking 90s, man.
I mean, I've seen it on cable when it's not like.
It's one of those things that when it comes on, I cringe. I'm like, no, don't want to watch that.
I'll watch Red Letter Media the review on it. What's his name? Plinkett review.
Oh, the Plinkett reviewed that one.
Yeah, he did. It's actually really good.
I have to watch that now.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
The movie. The problem is they force that love story down your throat, so you think that's how the movie is. But when you rewatch it, you're like, "Oh, that's not really a whole lot of the movie. It's too much, but it's
a little much."
Or that, the movie's fine.
I will say this though, that was definitely the one that made DiCaprio a star, but I didn't recognize DiCaprio as a good actor until I saw him in The Aviator. And that fucking movie, I was like, "Holy shit, this kid can actually act." Some people would say, no, you should go back with What's Eating Gilbert Grape, but I don't like that movie. I'll say he was good in it, but I don't like the movie at all.
Yeah. I love Basketball Diaries, so I knew he could act. It's just the problem is DiCaprio can only scream, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you realize. People hate him in The Departed, but I like him in The Departed a lot.
Oh, The Departed's wonderful. Yeah, he's fucking great in that. There's a tour de force of acting in that fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and so the last thing I saw him was The Revenant, and he did not deserve an Oscar.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
They were giving him that Oscar, posthumously for past works. It's like the same shit they did with Denzel Washington. It's like, oh, we should have given this guy an Oscar a while back. Well, let's just give him for the next movie. Fuck it.
Right? Yeah, it's all horseshit.
It is. It's such a fucking pompous shit show. They're actually having an Oscar ceremony in 2021. They're actually doing that. There's like 5 movies that came out in 2020, and they're all up for an Oscar because that's literally all there was.
So, Invisible Man's gonna win 14 Oscars.
That's fine. I actually, at least I like that one. But yeah, Wonder Woman 84 is on the short list this year, and I'm like,
didn't that
was awful?
It's terrible. It's fucking awful. I'm mad about it.
I didn't watch it, but I'm not.
Another one that's on the short list is Birds of Prey.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Right?
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I've seen worse, but I didn't enjoy it. It unfolded exactly the way I thought it would, and I was Yeah.
Well, my expectations were 0 because the one.
Right. I went in with no expectations either, but it's the fact that DC does not understand how to do team up movies. They're so bad at it. They're really, really amazingly bad at team up movies.
But I had Ewan McGregor playing a gay villain.
That's the only part I liked. I would love to see Ewan McGregor play a Bond villain. I would like to see him play like a cult leader or a fucking gangster or just something like that. I would love to see him as a Bond villain. I think he'd be good at that.
Yeah.
But the movie still does not deserve any fucking Oscars. I think there's like something for costumes or something like that. I'm like, come the fuck on. I'm like, so all those shitty movies that came out in January 2020 are up for Oscars because that's all that came out. Because after that, the Rona hit and everything got shut down forever. So
yeah,
the last of the Hollywood blockbusters.
It's going to be weird. I was telling you, we were talking about that before, and I said they should just wait till next year and then do 2 for each category. You got 2 years to pick from. There you go. Why not?
I'm hoping that this movie didn't sour you guys on watching the actual movie version of A Night to Remember because
I've seen it. That's a good movie.
That's right. You've seen it. So Phoenix just hasn't seen it yet. It's a good commentary on the arrogance of man. There's actually a pretty good quote towards the end of the movie.
Planet of the Apes.
It's written by Horace Serling.
This is better than that because everybody's like they put a lot of emphasis on everybody's like, well, it's unsinkable. This couldn't be possibly happen. This ship's unsinkable, you madman. And one of the captains like, we actually thought this thing wouldn't sink, and they're paddling in a fucking boat saying that, and I'm like, oh yeah, So
I love that scene when the captain's smoking a cigar and he's talking and going, mankind is destroying his neighbor left and right, and I'm here in the ocean trying to get away from mankind.
Wait till they get a load of me.
But
I'm the full package, baby.
Get your paws off me, you damn dirty iceberg, or you damn dirty Irish.
We laughed out loud at the iceberg in this TV version, though. It looked like like a marshmallow puff. It
did look like the Dark Star alien.
It looked like they had someone's hand over the lens and they let in a little bit of light, so it just blew it the fuck out.
Yep, I'm pretty sure it didn't look like that. I'm pretty sure it didn't glow like a sinister alien thing from The Outer Limits.
Did they have a model made for George Roy Hill, and he says, "What the fuck is that?" He goes, "Get the fucking camera. I'll do this. Put the light right here. Just do it."
Yeah, well, I was saying a better special effect. A plastic.
Let's share.
A plastic ice cube on a stick. And have it on holding it underwater.
It's literally on a stick.
A little tub toy.
You see the stick in the frame.
Yeah, that would have been better.
No.
And the ice cube has like one of those fucking sinister mustaches, like we saw in the show, like the twirly fucking mustache hanging out, and a monocle. The ice cube needs to have a monocle. Yeah.
If only.
I want to watch the movie. I do want to watch the movie. So
yeah. Unfortunately, it's 2 hours. So if you've been like me, it's been a fucking rough week just trying to make shit happen and do stuff and things taking longer than they need to. So
consider it a homework assignment, just like the other episodes of Patterns.
It's on YouTube. I posted the link to you guys if you want to watch it. But yeah,
I have a copy of it.
Oh, you have a copy of it?
Laserdisc?
Okay.
No.
A laser disc shaped like an iceberg.
This is special edition.
Every other thing.
I was telling these guys offline that I says I love this Titanic stuff so much. I actually want like a Titanic pop-up book where like when you open it, like half the boat is underwater and stacks are hanging out.
I bet you there's one out there. There's got to be one.
There's got to be somebody. Somebody's probably, if not, they're making it right now. They're like, this fucker's on to something right now.
I bet you can buy one of those puzzles, those 3D puzzles.
Oh, fuck.
And build one.
There's probably Lego versions of this shit out there, too, you know?
And if you can only find the full Titanic model, you can build it and then break that fucker in half and stick
it in the icebox for later.
Yeah.
Let's draw for next week, unless someone else has something else to say about this episode.
No, it is what it is. It serves its purpose. I thought it was pretty well done for what it is, but it was an interesting little Kraft dinner theater reenactment deal. I enjoyed it.
So it's our dick pic week next week, or 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. Sorry.
Excitement.
Suspense.
The large.
Let me pull this up here.
Well, you do have it inside the Titanic, a giant cutaway book, hardcover, $69.
All right, let's.
Oh, here you go.
Let's pick next week.
If you're a kid aboard the Titanic, if you were
hopefully you don't pick Kraft Dinner Theater, you poor bastard.
All right, Dick, tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop shuffling.
All right, tell me when to spin.
Stop.
I'm nervous. I am too. Please don't be Kraft Dinner Theater. Please don't be Kraft Dinner Theater.
Oh, Henry. Oh, God, another food. This time it's a candy bar.
We're fucked.
Right.
Yeah, we're fucked. 57, we're definitely fucked.
Let's find out what episodes I have for that. Oh, Henry.
Maybe you have none.
All right.
Holy shit, you got a selection like I had to deal with. Godspeed, homie.
I'll send you this list on here separately.
Wow.
Godspeed, homie.
Yeah,
you have to watch all of them to find one that doesn't suck.
My voice is going. All right.
You know what helped that voice of yours? Some peanut butter whiskey and some Dr. Pepper.
Or some
there
cock.
You go. All right, yeah. They're just good old plain.
I'll help him.
Yeah.
You gotta go for that. You gotta go blue.
You gotta get the extra protein in there.
Yum yums of the hungry bear.
Well, next episode in 2 weeks, we'll do the O. Henry Playhouse from 57. That sounds fascinating.
Hey, spring break. Do
they still make the O. Henry bar?
Yeah.
I would assume so, right?
It's good. I like the O. Henry bar.
What is it? I don't even know.
I can't explain it.
They sell them at the gift shop of a museum somewhere.
I can't explain it. It's so good.
Well, let's find out. It looks like...
It's like biting into a nightmare.
It's like biting into a rat trap that's been sitting somewhere for 2
weeks. Looks like a poverty food.
It's definitely poverty food.
It's a rat trap with a bunch. Oh God, what the fuck is that?
They're not bad. I like them. They're tasty.
I've had them. It's been so long.
Yeah, they're not bad.
It definitely looks like something a grandpa would hand out on Halloween.
Here's an old ad.
I wish. Shit, that'd be awesome.
Ugly or less appetizing color. Look at this shit.
Well, this is bad pictures.
It looks like a fucking generic power bar from Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry birthday cupcake.
Protein bars.
What's
Henry.
Show? Anytime we have a candy bar or a food-based show, we should make something from that. Like,
you know, a friend of mine used to review horror movies, and he had horror shots. Like, they would make a shot, and they'd describe what it was, and taste it, and describe how it tastes. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Maybe we could do something like that.
Well,
all right, we'll never do that.
we'll do snack. Well, you'll make a snack, and you'll eat it, and we'll just watch it and laugh at you. Yeah.
It hurts my eyes.
Tastes like barbecued dog hair.
Here's a bet. The three of us, we need to find in 2 weeks when we do this episode, which we will do it on, on the 3rd of March. Find an O. Henry bar for the live show.
Okay, that's easy.
Try to find one.
I'll get a box.
Don't order online. I'm genuinely curious if we could find them.
Yeah, I think they're around. I've seen them in stores.
Can't do it. Don't have a vehicle. Can't do it.
You can find one. If you cared.
Taxi? I need to find an O. Henry bar. Take me there directly, sir.
Take me to the O. Henry store. What?
O. Henry.
Do you know where I can find an O. Henry bar at 3 o'clock in the morning?
It's got things in it.
It's got shit in there.
It's sugar and it's divine. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's the food of the poor. You understand? Even though the O. Henry family is like super fucking wealthy,
they used to feed it to steerage, the Irish in steerage during the voyage of Titanic.
and the next 3 years after it sank, the O. Henry bar was literally made of the Irish.
That's right.
I believe it was
Or
made
they-
of potatoes.
Dirty
God.
ass O. Henry bars.
All right, next week or whatever I said. O.
Potatoes and whiskey.
Henry Playhouse, which is just a ridiculous show name. We're gonna do that. We are really getting to the really small, narrow shows. One after another.
Does O. Henry Playhouse have a bit where like somebody comes out in a really skinny tie and goes, "The word of the day is iceberg"? Wow!
Only if we were lucky.
It only ran for 1 year, so it's got to be great.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
those are the best.
Oh,
It'll
God.
be a night to
Oh,
remember for sure.
shit.
All right, LIWstudios.com for me. This show is on Twitter at LIW Anthology Pod. We also do on Tuesdays LIW Twilight Zone Review, another podcast and live show. That is at LIW The Cheesy Review. Adam?
I review science fiction, horror, movies on www.raiderslostflix.com, and you can also find me on Twitter, Raiders_OTLF, and look me up on my YouTube channel, Raiders of the Lost Flicks.
I do shit with these guys sometime.
Sometimes.
So just keep
all the
watching. Pretty much all the time now. My
Oh, yeah,
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
YouTube Loading Wonderland for these live shows.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably say that.
YouTube, Lower
Do not
Land.
think about YouTube at all, so don't even plug it.
Really? Okay. YouTube.
You don't deserve to be plugged. You know what should have been plugged, though, is that fucking chandelier on the Titanic.
That was amazing.
They needed to put some O. Henry bar up there to keep
Oh
it
my
from
God.
falling.
Oh, shit. I want that on a loop.
Until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
Dick Ticket.
So long, citizens.
Suspense.
Iceberg!
Say, are you a horse?
Iceberg!
Are you a whore?
Iceberg.
Janet Rossi is a whore.
Janet Ross is a whore.
What is that from?
That is from
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Okay.
I just want to let you know there's a whore living in the building.
How lives here.
Janet Rossi's a whore.
All right, we ended on that. Export. Oh, God. Wrong thing.
And then there was this fucking bullshit. I like how they try to put 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Poseidon Adventure, and then this fucking dreck. And then there was Dan O'Bannon. The world was never the same.
He's not. I mean, he's written some good movies,
For sure.
but he's just a weirdo.
Fucking terrible actor.
Oh, well,
Like he's...
We're live. We're live and we're recording. This is to make it a more.
See?
All right, I'm doing this so I don't have to chop them up tomorrow.
yeah.
All right. You guys need a break? Or are we good?
Yeah,
I'm
say
fine.
fine. My butt hurts.
Oh, go scratch it.
Go play with it.
Go
Insert.
play with it slowly.
Hold on. Play with it now so I can watch.
Green screen it.
Yeah.
Oh God, you fucking went there.
Green screen.
The duck ball. Duck ball.
Duck ball. Oh shit.
Oh, Henry Playhouse. Fuck you.
Oh, Henry.
The vibes.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
I I don't want to say anything, so just...
What, Dark Star really bothered you?
We'll wait.
Dark Star made you want to beat Adam to death? It was all right. I didn't hate it. I watched it basically last night after we did our podcast. I literally just watched it because I was like, I'm not going to sleep. I don't know.
There is a lot of noise happening right outside my studio.
Is that your house?
Yeah.
Sounds like there's dishes being done.
No, that's not me.
Is that Adam's house?
No, she's out there screaming.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I always have women screaming in here. It's soothing.
It's wonderful. I have tapes.
Like,
just like Virtuosity.
People play like whales or the ocean when they sleep or jungle noises. I put women screaming.
Yeah.
Please, mister, I don't even know.
Don't kill me. Do you like what you see?
Would you fuck me?
I fucked me so hard.
Fuck me so hard. It puts the lotion in the basket.
Or else it gets the hose again. It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
I saw like some stupid bullshit on Facebook. It was like movies that need to apologize. And it was one of them Silence of the Lambs for transgender community. I go, what was that guy? Doesn't have to speak for an entire community because one guy is a certain way in a movie.
Yeah, and that's annoying. These
Can
people
it
fucking
just be this one character? Why does it have to be everybody? It's so stupid.
Yeah. No, it's kind of the point where I don't fucking care anymore. I want to offend everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
I hate everybody.
If I talk, he looks like he's pulsating. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, God, is that the ball? Oh, my God.
It's that a duck ball.
The duck ball. God. I thought the ending made me laugh. I thought the song was Arizona, which was funny.
Yeah. That was funny to me.
That's a sign.
Let me pour a drink and we'll start.
Yes.
Pour some more alcohol and remember your whiskey and beer.
This should be good enough, right?
Holy shit. DiCaprio is going to play second fiddle to Jesse Plemons.
I have my drink. We're good.
Oh my God.
That might be a good movie. What's that going to be about?
Scorsese's next movie, it's Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
So that means it probably won't get made.
I just want him to make his Frank Sinatra biopic he's been promising for the last
That'll never happen. It's
fucking
never
asshole.
happen.
His estate. It's not gonna.
I wanted that.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
I just spilled whiskey all over me. The bottle's too big.
You smell like a homeless man.
You smell like Titanic steerage.
Or a Catholic priest.
Titanic steerage.
I don't smell like little boys.
No, you just drink a lot. That's fine. Let me tell you something about Christ.
He could drink you under the table.
I'm not him, and he's not you, and I'm gonna hit you.
Eat his flesh, you fuck.
Eat it, transubstantiation. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
You gotta do the. I'm just sounding like my uncle now. Anytime I do a drunk
Sounds
voice,
like a wonderful guy to have at parties.
Oh, I miss my uncle so much. He was so fucking funny.
You know who's not fucking funny? Dan O'Bannon.
No. And then when we went to I took my aunt to his memorial service at his son's house, which was her stepson's house, and his old secretary was there, and she goes over to me and she goes, "Well, there's the girl he used to fuck."
That's great.
I was
that
like,
is totally the guy you want at parties. Just to have stories. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of stories about him. It was funny.
Just a guy on the ship when I was in the Navy. His name was Carmen. I don't remember his first name anymore, but this guy Carmen was like on the spectrum for sure. He just barely fucking got through MEPS and got enlisted, and he just walk around and be like, "Whoa, brother, Drive naked, save clothes. That's like the extent of his character. He had like 4 or 5 catchphrases, and he would just say them over and over again for no fucking reason.
Wow.
Is your Frank?
Yeah. Much. Yeah.
Poor Frank.
Poor Frank.
Hey, he had a chance to be here.
Moment of silence
He chose
for
his
Frank.
family.
He chose his family over potting.
Can you believe that I almost chose like a medical procedure for this show? Like, what the fuck was I thinking, right?
What are you gonna? What's gonna have you live? Whatever.
Well, you want to live forever?
This keeps you alive.
You apes want to live forever?
That's a story that my aunt told me when they went to go see Starship Troopers in a theater.
Oh God!
They said that there's a guy next to them who every time Dina Meyer was on screen, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Oh, that's gross. That's nasty.
Well, yeah, and then I guess when she gets killed, he was like, "Oh no, no!" He said, "Don't leave her."
Yeah, she was definitely the best character. One of the best characters of that fucking movie.
Oh shit!
All right,
you seen her lately? She still looks good.
Yeah, she does. She's a good looking woman.
Yeah.
You seen Casper Van Dien lately? No, you don't want
not so good.
No, but he's in that. He's in that sex cult video because his wife was in it.
Oh,
no. Nice.
Yeah, well, not his wife wasn't in it. His stepdaughter was in it.
Oh,
so,
wow.
But they're featured.
Do some music, guys.
Bop bop boop a doop boop boo.
Time.
Bop bop a doop boop boo.
Welcome to the show. I'm Phoenix West.
Adam Wilcox.
Dick it.
Still no theme song. Not gonna do one.
Nope.
Not gonna. Don't care.
It could just be synthesized.
I mean,
music.
it's kind of fitting because John Carpenter does his own theme music for his movies, so we do our own shit for our own podcast.
You could have played the Dark Star song over the credit. Could have just recorded that.
You mean
get booted off YouTube?
Something Arizona or
something Arizona, yeah. Whatever
that was. Some fucking country song. It was horrible.
No, but I think he wrote it.
I don't care.
Oh, really?
No, Carpenter wrote it. Yeah, I think it says John Carpenter wrote that song.
Not good.
Adam, it's your week. You picked the Kraft.
You picked it.
I apologize to you guys. What do you want me to say? I wanted to see John Carpenter's first movie. This is like one. Well, yeah, this is. I think this is his first like full length movie.
Can I get you to apologize longer?
Let's see. I'm sorry. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? I don't know what I was thinking.
To quote Kingpin, it wasn't that bad.
I'm a terrible human being. I don't know if you can ever. That's enough. I can't now.
You're getting there.
Am I getting there? Okay.
You didn't make the movie.
I was not expecting this to be good. It was kind of painful. I don't hate it though. I've seen worse than this, but this reminds me of like an Ernie Fossilis, like you guys seen Hardware Wars? Ernie Fossilis. I can't even pronounce his name right. Hardware Wars is one of the first parodies of Star Wars ever made. If you look it up on YouTube and type in Hardware Wars, it's a 10-minute movie that plays out like an extended trailer. And it's like a really low-budget spoof of Star Wars. It was one of the first ones. That's funny, but that's also only 10 minutes. This motherfucker is an hour and 22 minutes of nonsense. Fucking Dan O'Bannon nonsense. One of the good things about it, though, I'll give it credit. I can see some of Dan O'Bannon's influences in this movie that wound up in better movies later on. Like the thing with the knife and just being on the ship and looking like all disheveled and not giving a shit. The computer that controls the ship, that's Mother from Alien. I mean, you can see all the influences there. But otherwise, all this is all I can get from it is just these people live on a ship. They blow up planets. I don't really know why. I couldn't understand why they were doing it. I didn't have time to back it up and try to fucking figure it out. And at that point, I just didn't give a shit anymore. And just them doing wacky hijinks on the ship, and then it just kind of ends.
With everybody dying.
Pretty much, yeah. They all die at the end.
One, I think, evolves into a higher form of being.
I think what they were trying to do is they wanted this to be a smarter science fiction. This is definitely low budget on purpose. I'm fine with that. We're all Mystery Science Theater fans here. We appreciate that shit.
I think it's a comedy, and I think it's their attempt to be goofy.
It's billed as a comedy. It's billed as a rated G comedy. So this is going to be Dan O'Bannon with goofy glasses and Groucho nose and glasses, and he does that in front of the camera, and he thinks that's funny. And he's a terrible actor even by home video standards. He's really, really, really awful in this movie, and there's too much of him in it.
So, out of 10, and would you recommend people watch it?
Only if you're a John Carpenter enthusiast like me, and I mean hardcore John Carpenter enthusiast. Otherwise, this is a complete waste of your time.
I wouldn't even say enthusiast. I would say John Carpenter completist.
Yeah, I am a fanboy. Like he likes Frankenheimer, and I like Carpenter. And if you're a completist, would I buy it for my collection? Sure. Would I watch it again? Probably not, unless I was showing it to somebody else just for discussion purposes like this. But otherwise, no, it will never get watched.
Yeah. Out of 10.
Out of 10, I'm going to have to go 4. This is below average. I can't give it any higher than a 4. And that's hard for me to say because as much as I wanted to give this praise for being a Carpenter movie and everything, it's amazing that he evolved from that to some of the movies that we love and adore. But, Rome wasn't built in a day, I guess. But you don't see, other than some of the key synthesizer music in the background, I don't see a lot of Carpenter in this movie, and maybe that's because he doesn't have Dean Cundy lighting the sets yet or any of that kind of stuff going on. So, but yeah, it's 4 out of 10. That's the most I can give it by any standard.
I think they should have retitled this movie the elevator of the movie.
Yeah. There's a particular scene in this movie that goes on for most of the movie, and it's the ball. There's a beach. There's an alien that actually is a beach ball with feet glued to it. That's the kind of shit we're talking about here. This is cardboard sets. This is Plan 9 from outer space.
And they filled it with water, I think, and then they pulled a string to make it bulge out.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And it has little feet, and it doesn't talk, but it moves at lightning speeds when it needs to. It's on the screen right now if you're watching the live show, if you're watching the stream. It's literally a beach ball with duck feet.
And I guess they thought that in a Mel Brooks type scenario, something like that would be funny if you had that in the movie for a tenth of a second. But for the whole middle act of the movie to revolve around Dan O'Bannon chasing this beach ball / alien around a spaceship, doing cat and mouse for what felt like an hour with no explanation. There's no plot to this fucking movie at all. It's zero plot, zero anything. It's just it's a string of ideas and dialogue that they thought was funny, and they just throw it in here.
Well, you said earlier, you said it like an offhand remark, and that was the plot. That was the entire plot. They're on a spaceship and they're blowing up planets for some reason. If they determine that their computers say that this planet is going to get too far off its axis, it'll hit something. So they're going around blowing shit up, and they are excited too. Yeah, and that's literally all they're doing, and that's
the only thing that brings them any joy at all.
5 minutes, and that's it.
Other than that, these are I read somewhere about this movie that the idea for the blue collar space guy came from this movie. This movie actually influenced other movies, sadly but true. You can see a lot of the preamble to Aliens in this, where you got guys on the ship with beards and long hair and maybe not wearing their uniform all nice and clean and neat and looking like they just graduated from NASA. These are guys that blow up ships and don't really give a shit about what they do. I guess the humor is supposed to be that their commander died and they have him in a freezer, like in cryogenics, but he died on an accident on the ship. And it's the blind leading the blind because none of these people have any discipline whatsoever. They like blowing shit up, but other than that, there's nobody in control. And everything is just constantly out of control.
And that would be fun if they focused more on that being the plot.
Yeah.
but it's kind of they say it a couple times in the beginning. He's dead. He would have named the star.
Right. Yeah.
And then they don't say that again for another 45 minutes, and they say it once more later, and then finally the captain shows up and he's a block of ice and he's talking like, oh, I don't know, like Mr. Bill. It's like, what is going on?
There's a that was weird and awkward and kind of just not funny. Is just another one of those Dan O'Bannon jokes that didn't pan out. And they had the bomb and the ship are both run by separate computers with their own identities. So you have HAL 9000 versus HAL 9000. Yeah. The bomb is one personality, the ship is another personality, and they argue. Doesn't that sound like fun? Yeah, and I think what they were trying to do with that bomb bit is they were trying to maybe do a little bit of, God, I hate to say this, but Dr. Strangelove. I think they were kind of trying to do that a little bit.
Maybe.
Not very good at it, obviously. You know, Kubrick
but
and Carpenter don't even belong in the same, you know. But
bomb number 20 is the only part of the entire movie I enjoyed.
Well, the part where he's trying to logically talk the bomb out of blowing up.
I enjoyed that.
Was the best part of the movie. And they wait till the whole end of the movie to get to that. And I'm like, where was this 45 fucking minutes ago?
Didn't the voice sound like that actor from that Twilight Zone episode, Adam, from Agnes with Love, that dorky dude that works in the computer and it gives him bad advice? It sounded like him.
They might have been trying to goof on that a little bit. I mean, you could see O'Bannon wearing his influences on his sleeve when he was making this. It's like, you know, I've seen a lot of old TV shows. They're terrible. And one of the things I've always liked about Carpenter is I can tell he has a love for cheesy sci-fi movies, which is why I wanted to watch this. I wanted to see what he was going to put, you know, but I don't think there's a lot of Carpenter in this at all. It's director in name only, you know.
It was literally a student film that they got 6 times more money, so they went, okay, let's go flesh it out in a movie, and it doesn't work in any way. But
no, it does not work in any way. It's not as clever as it thinks it is. I mean, I wasn't expecting like fancy, you know, sets or costumes or anything, but it didn't give you anything else either. So
the sets were serviceable. They were what they were.
Yeah.
The spacesuit ridiculous. They were clearly made out of like that stuff that you put.
I loved how the spacesuits, the helmet like was to here.
Yeah.
Do you like that the breastplate was like a muffin pan?
Yeah.
It was. I don't want to call it the muffin pan.
Well, I did like the ending when it blows up and the captain is flying through space. Well, the captain made it. He's an ice cube floating. Like that was funny. I was like, okay.
The last 20 minutes are fun.
Yeah, I would say fast forward it to the end.
This is another one of those examples where this would have been better if it was a short and not a full-length fucking movie.
It should have been, and it was.
At 82 minutes, it wears its welcome out really early. It feels
like 3 hours in second.
It feels like
who would have went and saw us in the theater, like paid money to see this?
The guys that made it.
Yeah, it's like who's going to say, hey,
the guys that made this movie and their girlfriends and family. That's it. It serves nobody else any purpose whatsoever.
Dick, out of 10, would you recommend anyone watch it?
Yeah, no, I would say watch it. I watch anything. So I've seen worse. It's just you have to fast forward the middle because it gets dragged with the Dan O'Bannon's journey.
Hold on a second. Let me take you back to last week. All right, this is you when it says we're gonna watch Dark. The Dan O'Bannon one.
Well, I'm still feeling that way, but it wasn't as bad as.
But I think you should totally watch it.
I'm gonna say it's not as bad as I thought because I thought it was a horror movie. Like I thought it wasn't a comedy. I didn't know that it was a comedy. I thought it was a horror movie. What I always heard about it was like
G-rated screwball comedy.
Yeah, but no, the ending when he tried to when the ship blows up, he's trying to talk to the computer, and then the other guy gets sucked out of the air vent, and he's flying through space, and he goes, "I'm gonna come and get you." Oh, I can't. Like he's kind of made peace with everything, and they're all floating. And he goes, "Hey, I got a piece of the ship. I'm gonna ride this into the atmosphere."
No, he goes,
"Woo!"
And they show him Adam over his right shoulder.
Yeah, it's the best part of the movie. That one right there. Yeah, it's funny. That's funny. That was funny. But that was very much, that was in 100% an homage to Kubrick and Love.
Yeah, that was definitely Doctor Strangelove.
Doctor Strangelove, absolutely.
Yeah, that was Slim Pickens riding the bomb all the way down to the planet.
Absolutely.
I hate to even say those two in the same sentence because it's kind of an insult to Doctor Strangelove because I fucking love that movie. I have the Criterion Collection version of that one. But
I did love how the Bomb 20 was like, huh, I'm going to have to think about this. And it goes, raises itself back up, and then it starts talking again. It goes, oh, well, I come to realize something. Let there be light, or something like that, and it blows up.
So you quote some scripture out of the Bible, and God said, let there be light. Blows fucking ship up. There was one other little gag that was kind of subtle that I kind of liked. It's when they're having lunch, and they break out what looks like these fucking frozen TV dinner trays, and they pull them open, and it's literally them little Kool-Aid packets. Like, oh, what are you having? Oh, I'm having ham. Oh, I'm having turkey. A little fucking Kool-Aid packet, and they're just kind of sipping it and talking like they're having lunch. That was kind of funny. They open this big metal tray, and it's a little Kool-Aid packet about this fucking big.
Did they pull them off?
Yeah.
Out of 10, Dick?
5.
Wow. Okay.
It's a 5. I mean, the ending is well worth the effort.
Nah, not really.
It's just kind of goofy. I laughed when he went and he talked to the captain in the ice box, where she's like, "Hey, Cap, I got some questions for you." Really? Okay, ask them. Ask away. And he's like, "We're coming to an asteroid storm, or whatever." Blah blah. Oh, well, did you try this? Yeah, we did. We just did. Oh,
I like that he gets distracted.
Yeah.
Oh, so what are we talking about?
It's really hard for me to remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, I say like that little stuff is kind of interesting and funny. Like that could have been the movie itself.
Well,
it's like
that part works because it's a bit, and that's the first bit we really see. Because other than that, it's Dan O'Bannon running around with duck ball and getting in the elevator, and that scene goes on for fucking
forever. And it's none of it is fucking funny at all. Like not a fucking little bit of it.
That's why when I got to the part where it was Bomb 20 and he talks to him, and he literally has to talk to me because the bomb gets the code to they tell it to blow up, and they're like, all right, we're not going to blow up anymore because they can't get it to drop to the planet to blow up. And he's like, but I have to blow up in 15 minutes. No, I'm not canceling. And they have to like literally argue with the bomb, and that part's funny.
Well, it reminds me of all the Star Trek episodes where Captain Kirk defeated artificial intelligence every time.
Yeah.
Where he basically says,
paradox.
You shouldn't exist. You are not real.
Yeah.
I am not real. I am following the rule of man, but you're not a man. And he goes, oh, and the robot always explodes.
That's such a terrible episode, too.
There's like 5 of them like that.
So bad. Yeah,
there's
that
5
thing
episodes
floating around. You can see the fucking kite string every time it goes through the room.
Captain Kirk knows how to talk, knows how to suicide robots.
Yeah.
He knows how to do it.
So much so that in Futurama they do a joke where they does the paradox. Anna's like, and his head blows up. He's like, I was built with a paradox resistance.
Okay. The best one where they suicide the robots one is the second one where they had Harry Mudd. And he had like those army of like female and male robots that all had little numbers that they wore around their neck.
Yeah.
And they had to act out something that would just confuse the shit out of them. And they basically did Austin Powers before Austin Powers did. They confused the robots so much that they all blew a circuit. So they're just acting out this ridiculous stuff, pretending to have a bomb and dancing and slapping each other. It's fucking hilarious. I actually like that episode.
I did just rewatch the DS9 episode where O'Brien, it's the O'Brien point of view episode where he's trying to figure out why the crew's against him. He ends up being a direct replica of himself.
I remember
of
that.
The real O'Brien because they don't know what he was going to do.
My problem with that whole DS9, this is a very, very small problem. I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought it would. I loved it. But they went to that mirror universe shit way too many times. They wore that out. They went to that well too many times, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, oh, no, not again. Oh, no, they're going to do it again. Why?
Because they want to show off that Kira wearing some low-cut outfit being a bisexual monster.
It's the unfortunate byproduct of having TV shows that are 25 episodes a season.
Yeah.
You get stuff like that over and over again.
I would recommend only John Carpenter completionists watch this.
Yes.
And I do consider myself that because I do want to watch them all. That's why we're doing a show on them.
At some point, I want to own all of the movies.
Yeah.
But I don't really find any joy in watching this one. Yeah.
With that being said, that's why I chose for my next episode is someone's watching me because I've never seen it and I want to. I would have eventually chosen this, but Adam did first. So
yeah.
But
well, you kind of have to.
I remember a few maybe a month and a half ago, I was just getting over my back surgery and I flipped over and I was like, "Oh, Dark Star," and I turned it on. It was on cable, and I watched 5-10 minutes of it, and it was the bomb scene. And I go, "Oh, that's funny. All right." And I changed it, and because I wanted to watch it in the beginning, and I just didn't want to watch it then. And now I realize that's the only part of the movie I enjoy.
I was going to say, if you really want to enjoy the experience that Dark Star has to offer, like Phoenix said, watch the first 5 minutes, fast forward all the way to the last 10 minutes, and watch that. And you've experienced everything this movie has to offer. The rest of it is Dan O'Bannon unsuccessfully trying to be funny. And stretching a bit way too far. Yeah.
He literally he opens the cell door and he goes in and there's a ball with duck legs and it hops out, this fucking ball right here. And it hops out and he turns around, he goes, "All right, get back in your cell. Get back in there." We don't know why he's in there. We don't know what he's doing in there. And then the ball's like, meh, and it kind of hops back. And he's like, "All right," and he goes in and go to broom and he turns around, it's gone. It's quick as fuck for some reason.
The only transition material you're going to get is from the ship's computer, which says it was your idea to keep the aliens, so you need to feed it. And he's like, at one point he says, "You were cute when I first brought you on the ship. Now you're just a pain in the butt." You know.
Yeah.
Past that, that's the extent of the joke for me. The rest of it falls so flat. It's just painful.
Should have cut right there.
Oh.
Because he gets a broom and he can't find it, and eventually it pops up behind him and he pokes it. And
we're used to cleverly edited comedic stuff from like Mel Brooks and stuff where that would have ended there and gone on to
I just watched Young Frankenstein 2 or 3 days ago. I'm like, this movie still holds up. Still holds up every bit of it.
Blazing Saddles, masterpiece. The producers, masterpiece. Fucking good stuff.
But John Carpenter, like Rod Serling, should stay away from comedy because they're not funny people. They're not. And so Dan O'Bannon gets hit in the face with the broom, and that's the last time I was like, "Oh, they're doing a bit." After that, he just chases it through like the warehouse part of the ship, and he gets in, and he eventually gets to an elevator, and it's just him trying to.
It turns into an Acme cartoon.
It's Die Hard.
Like I said, I was really getting that Hardware vibe from this. It was
it's almost Joe Dante-esque. It's like, holy shit, did Joe Dante direct this? This isn't John Carpenter.
Yeah, well,
it's very goofy.
But the only part that was kind of amusing was when the elevator was going down. It goes like, and it's going down for no reason.
It makes a cartoon noise when it hits him.
Yeah. But the joke is, why would the elevator go down 4 inches at a time?
Well, who's in the fucking elevator, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he gets in the elevator, and the elevator's only half his size anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense anyway, because when you first open up on the movie, you see the crew, all happy to bomb something to smithereens, sitting in the world's smallest fucking cockpit.
Yeah.
But the ship still has an elevator.
Yeah.
Yet these guys are practically sitting on each other's face in the cockpit. But then there's an elevator that goes all the way up and down.
It has 7 inches around it on each side.
There's a hallway bigger than my bedroom where they're like walking past each other, you know, and it's like, who fucking built this fucking piece of shit, you know?
And that could be the joke.
That could be funny. That could be funny.
But
yeah.
He gets in the elevator and he gets stuck halfway, and then the thing's like, he pulls it out and he's like, the laser's disconnecting, and he gets stuck with like this thing around him, and then the ball eventually blows up, and that's it. And it goes on for 25 to 35 minutes, somewhere in there.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy did a better version of this with their improbability drive.
Well, I was going to bring it up. The robot is a kind of a version of this, like a
paranoid android. Yep, Marvin. Depressed. Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Marvin.
Oh.
No, not Marvin. Is it Marvin? I think it's Marvin. Yeah,
I think it is.
I'll fucking look it up.
But he's super depressed, and I just rewatched that movie again too.
Depressed
I love that movie. Very underrated classic.
I was watching the BBC show from the 80s.
That's good too. That's also good. Yeah.
It's definitely Marvin.
Yeah,
it's Marvin. Okay.
Yeah.
Marvin.
That movie works really well, and it's funny. In this movie, none of the jokes worked until he tries to talk to the robot, and then when he talks to the frozen captain, and then when he's in space. I didn't like when he surfed down to the planet. That was dumb.
The little plastic figure with no bendy joints on it, so it just
and I was like, oh, here we go.
It looked like when you went to the toy store, when you go to the cheap dollar store and they got like that little action figure that's attached to like a little balloon that you throw it and like parachute opens up.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah. It feels like an artsy movie, like a film student art movie that is not deep but wants to be deep, but it's not funny but it wants to be funny. It's not sci-fi but it wants to be. So what the fuck is it?
To me, it felt like college kids that grew up, went to the same film school, and jerking each other off over a couple of beers. Hey, let's make a movie where we do this, and then do that, and then do that. And then they fucking filmed it while they were drinking and jerking each other off, and then that became their student film project. And this is the result.
It seems like they went in with serious intentions, and then we're like, this is funny. And then they fucked around on the set, but they didn't write it funny.
No.
Then you're left with a kind of a mishmash of both, and it's neither.
It's probably funnier to the cast and crew than it is to literally anyone else.
I remember shooting like videos in high school, and I think it would feel like this. It would definitely play it like this, where you're like, it was so funny to us at the time. Nobody should watch this, though.
Yeah.
Go in a drawer somewhere.
Anybody else can be like, why'd you make me watch that? I hate you. Don't ever talk to me again.
I give it a 4. It drove me crazy for way too much of it because I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I was looking at my phone. I was like, oh shit, I wasn't watching the last 5 minutes.
You were pissed. That's why I was like, guys, I'm really sorry about this. I'm so
it's
sorry.
Not your fault. It's definitely.
I wanted to watch something I hadn't seen, and for my sins, I got this. So.
Well, think about like you can blame it on the first film, but think about like other directors, like Christopher Nolan's following.
That's Dan O'Bannon is the same guy that wrote Alien. So you take a Dan O'Bannon cheeseball script and you give it to somebody like Ridley fucking Scott, who was a little known, like I think he had like maybe 1 or 2 movies under his belt that were like mostly British made movies. And he took that and he fleshed that out and made a fucking masterpiece of a horror movie set in space, totally different. You look at Dan O'Bannon, this movie, you're like, in 3 years, you're gonna be big shit for making Alien. Fuck you, Dan O'Bannon, for that. You don't deserve this shit,
I feel like Dan O'Bannon's house in the Hollywood Hills would be like a hoarder's nest filled with just books and comics and weird science magazines.
Yeah, old fucking peanut butter sandwiches that are dried out. And
the entire set of this movie.
Yeah, he has
every day I wake up at 7 a.m. and I reenact the scene where the hilarious scene where I'm on the elevator and have to hold on for dear life.
Do you want to see the alien ball? I got it right here.
He's been trying to hawk the beach ball on eBay for like 57 fucking years.
So he put Death Star on it just to fool people.
Fuck, I also heard somewhere. I read it in the comments of the video that we watched this on YouTube, and in the YouTube comment section, somebody said, I heard. Now I can't confirm this. I didn't have time to research it today. I was too busy, but that George Lucas got the idea for the hyperspace jump in the Falcon by watching this movie because it's almost exactly the same. This came out in 1974. Star Wars came out in 1977.
Yeah.
So, and Alien came out in 1979, not 1977. I fucked that up.
Yeah. No, it's definitely giving this movie too much credit would be it influenced this. Dan O'Bannon aside, because he experienced this and he probably learned some shit like no comedy in Alien. Got it.
But this poster, which if you're listening to the podcast, you can look up the Dark Star poster. I'm showing it on the screen right now. It says from Alan Dean Foster, first 2001: A Space Odyssey, then The Poseidon Adventure, now Dark Star. What this should say is a couple of loose fucking ideas, roughly based on these things.
Well, this was definitely the producers going, we have to sell this movie. So make it look great. Put like the Battlestar Galactica ship on the front. Put some explosion in the background. Get a guy surfing the fucking thing in the back. And it looks exciting. But then you watch it and you're like, this is made with $1,000, eventually $6,000 to flesh out the entire 80-minute runtime. And it feels like it was made for that amount of money. And it makes sense when you watch it, but you just kind of realize like different directors of their first movies were kind of like following what Christopher Nolan is like 70 minutes.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know where he started, because sometimes it's fun to go back and watch like your favorite director, like go watch their student film because they're not going to be good, but you want to see like
the Big Shave, like
okay, or one of Spielberg's monster movies. You know what I mean? Like just any of that shit, So, but
definitely,
it's pretty much it. Yeah, there's something else I want to say about it. But
I don't regret watching it. I'm glad we watched it because it's out of the fucking way now, and we can get to different shit like Memoirs of Invisible Man.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I wish I would have watched Zardoz instead of this. It would have had so much more shit to talk about.
Dick is pulling a Frank right now.
I'm falling asleep thinking about Dark Star.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God damn.
Are you going to lie to us and say you were reading something?
Oh, no, I'm falling asleep because of Dark Star.
I can honestly say that I won't remember this movie after today. I won't remember anything about it.
I'll remember I saw it, and I'm glad I did.
From my
it's
mind.
done. It's forever done. Dan O'Bannon's a weirdo, and that's that.
You know what's going to be weird is when we get down to the... I think we need to start picking them before we run out of movies he directed, because I also have in the list movies he wrote.
Yeah.
Which are like... where is this thing?
Eyes of Laura Mars or whatever.
1999 Silent Predators.
Oh.
1986 Black Moon Rising. Eyes of Laura Mars I can't find a copy of, but I'm sure if we rent it we could do that.
Eyes of Laura Mars is okay. It's
El Diablo from 1990. Blood River 91.
Brian De Palma direct that?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think
it tries to be a Brian De Palma movie. It ain't. It's like Carrie Light.
Well, what they did was smart was they made a poster that was exactly like a De Palma movie.
Yep.
Poster is like a black face and it has a white outline and it has her eyes. So they did a smart decision with the poster because you're going to think it's De Palma. Especially at the time. But Eyes of Laura Mars. That was it's Faye Dunaway and it was directed by Irvin Kershner.
That's right. I knew somebody directed it.
He was a good director, but Eyes of Laura Mars is
credited writer.
It's okay. It's kind of the same plot as Firestarter and Carrie. Kind of
it has a score of 6.2, so middle of the road.
Yep, that would be about accurate.
Look at this poster. I have this memorized because I've seen the poster so many times. It looks like a De Palma movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it, actually. I think that poster kind of sucked me in,
I'm Faye Dunaway, the actress.
She acts like that in this movie, too.
Hey,
she's that right. Hey, Brad Dourif's in it. I'm down.
She's riding high off that fucking Chinatown money.
Raul Julia, Brad Dourif. Oh shit, I'm interested. I'll watch this movie.
I want to watch this.
Renee Arbenois.
Yeah, lower your expectations. It's definitely got a cast. But it's one of those movies that, like I said, it thinks it's smarter than it really is.
Michael Tucker. The guy from Things. Oh, man. Tommy Lee Jones, uncredited writer. And he's in the movie.
You're going to watch it and you're going to think, did Stephen King write this motherfucker? Because it feels like a Stephen King movie.
It does look like it as well.
So the plot is very Stephen King-ish.
Well, Stephen King and De Palma, Just,
What's our favorite things that Dan O'Bannon wrote? All I can think of right now is Alien. I know he did some other stuff.
Total Recall.
I don't know much about him, honestly.
So. Yeah, he's a famous script writer.
I think he's doctored a lot of movies.
The way that I watched, because I've watched the Alien Anniversary Edition
Return of the Living Dead
with the commentary, and according to the producers, Star Wars made so much fucking money, it put Fox on the map, and Fox immediately, and I mean right away, wanted to make another science fiction movie, and they pulled the first science fiction script they had off the desk, and it was Dan O'Bannon's Alien, and Dan O'Bannon had written it originally to be a Roger Corman movie. Instead, they gave it to Ridley Scott, and Ridley Scott went full Paul Verhoeven with this shit and just made his own masterpiece out of what probably would have been a dog shit movie.
He wrote a segment of Heavy Metal.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of the best ones. That's the one with John Candy as the guy that...
So he wrote Return of the Living Dead, Life Force, Invaders from Mars.
Life Force. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Life Force is fucking great. I love that movie.
Screamers, Hemoglobin, and then he vanished into obscurity.
Yep, he vanished into Dan O'Bannon land.
He died in 2009.
He surfed a plane of metal all the way down to eBay.
His IMDb picture is from this movie.
Yeah.
If it's not, it looks exactly like it.
This was his moment, and it was when he read his lines exactly like this in the movie.
Why was he when he's wearing that suit? He looks like he's carrying sacks of potatoes around his body.
That's just his body.
He's so lumpy. It's a poor guy.
They did a whole bit where he gets his fat ass stuck in a hole in the elevator, and it goes on for 3 hours, like you said. And time got lost. I'm like, I was trying to hurry up and watch this movie before the show, and I'm like, why is this going on?
This will tell you a lot. Let's look at the original poster for this. The Spaced Out Odyssey. It mentions 2 Kubrick movies.
See, that makes it look like a drug movie.
So 2 Kubrick
That's
movies.
what they're selling it, yeah.
Spaced Out Odyssey, and then down here, The Mission of the Strangelove Generation.
That's
great. That's great.
Asshole.
That is outstanding.
That's what they tell you to do for if you self-publish.
Yeah.
They say you should have a title that sounds like a title of a bestseller. So that's why you see a bunch of like a game of knights, a game of dragons, like that shit.
You guys probably remember as clear as day, like I do, when Starship Troopers came out and they had the TV spots used to say this is Star Wars for the 90s generation or Star Wars for Generation X, and I'm like, that ain't what that fucking movie is. Even the producers didn't know what the fuck.
Well, here you go. O'Bannon and John Carpenter attended USC together. The result of their meeting each other in college was a low-budget cult science fiction film, Dark Star, which started out as a student film and was eventually expanded into a feature. So there you go.
They probably thought their script was good. They like us. And then at the end of the movie, that was the other thing, like the final fuck you nail in the coffin, is it says a Hollywood production. And I'm like, no, that just means you filmed it somewhere near Hollywood. Fuck you.
But he died of Crohn's disease.
I'm sorry. We don't wish any ill will on the dead, but this movie kind of blows.
What a terrible thing to die from.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel good.
I'm trying to compare this to another movie, and it's just
Alien?
No, not even a little.
Spaceballs?
Remember the Best of the Worst when they did the jar? Maybe that?
Oh, the jar?
Oh, you know what? How about Roger Corman's Galaxy of Terror? But even that's better than this. That was entertaining to me. Galaxy of Terror is a shameless alien ripoff, but it is still.
He was established by then, so it's going to make more sense. It feels like a patchworked, nonsensical kind of space. Like,
whose idea was it to take a beach ball and put some feet on it? Was that? I think it maybe was supposed to be a goof on that Kirk episode where Spock is mind melding the lava rock and the pain. The pain.
She's trying to protect her children.
Your thoughts to my thoughts, my mind to your mind. Oh, the pain. Oh.
Fuck this movie.
Fuck you. Fuck Dan O'Bannon.
It could have been fun. I think if they would have had the chance to write out a comedy script, maybe it would have worked better. But it felt like they shot a serious thing and then were forced to add in jokes as they went along because they were.
That's the thing. All of us here have watched a lot of cheeseball science fiction movies that we think are far more entertaining than people give them credit for. This is not one of them.
Oh, he did the screenplay for Life Force.
Yeah, Life Force is good.
And Invaders from Mars. So he worked with what's his name a lot.
Life Force is one of those movies that's so like ridiculous, but it's great. Like it's never boring. It just keeps fucking going. Lost a lot of money, found its audience later.
Dead and Buried. I never heard of that movie.
Most of Carpenter's movies are like that, though. When they came out, they were flopped, ridiculed, and everything else, and they developed a cult following later. So I guess I'm part of that cult following because I liked them ever since I was a kid. So. But I didn't see this one as a kid, thank God. Otherwise, I'd have been like, yeah, Carpenter. He made this and he made Starman.
And then Dan O'Bannon wrote Blue Thunder, the Roy Scheider helicopter movie.
I've never seen that.
It's not bad.
And two episodes of the show. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the show.
Isn't Blue Thunder like the direct influence for Airwolf?
Pretty much.
That's what I thought. I've seen plenty of
Less
Airwolf.
alcohol after it got cut off the air.
I never saw Blue Thunder. Roy Scheider was like the best in Jaws and like The French Connection, you know?
Well, shit.
Hey, he worked with Frankenheimer a lot, too.
There you go.
That's right.
A number of times. He was in Fourth War. He plays the American.
Hearts War?
The Fourth War. No, it's better than Hearts War.
Yeah.
He was in The Punisher, the good one.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the would-be father-in-law. The father-in-law that
you're
goes
right.
in the guns. Yeah.
He's on
That was the last thing I saw him in.
Well, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so next week, Dick, you picked
Prince of Darkness.
87, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That stars Donald Pleasance and Lisa Blount.
You're going to hate it because it's
She
full
gets
of Lovecraft
fucked up.
references. It's full of Lovecraft shit. Yeah.
No, it's very slow.
You'll hate it. Yeah.
Alice Cooper's in it, and he kills people, but you don't see it because it's all off screen.
Victor Wong. The other day, I was in my physical therapy, and the news was on, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
Victor Wong was on TV?
why the fuck is Alice Cooper on the news? And it was like 25 minutes of Alice Cooper interviews because he had some birthday party out here because he lives here in Phoenix.
He lives in Arizona. Yeah.
He's got a bar out there.
Yeah.
And
He's like a giant hot dog.
everyone knows where his house is. Like, he had some birthday party for charity, and so he's talking about it for 25 solid minutes of morning news. I'm like, good God, dude.
There ain't much going on in Phoenix.
I've seen Alice Cooper probably like 20 some odd times, and he's never put on a bad show. I love watching the guy's shows. He's really quite a showman. His music is a matter of either you like it or you don't, but his shows are great.
We're not worthy.
He's my Frankenstein.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There's that John Carpenter stare that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When they just take that shot and hold it just long enough to creep the shit out of you right there.
Oh,
That's pretty
that's Alice
terrifying.
Cooper. I thought that was
That is Alice Cooper. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Alice
That is a
Cooper.
scene from Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
And when you see the movie, that scene will make complete sense.
Or
Yeah, it's got
It's this isn't like
Dirk
spooky
Walker?
spooky. It's not spooky horror, Phoenix. It's like cerebral horror.
yeah.
Makes you think about shit. Yeah.
so it's gonna be like In the Mouth of Madness a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but In the Mouth of Madness is more fun.
In the Mouth of Madness is better paced.
It had a
It's
budget.
a
This
lot
has
more
no
fun.
budget.
This is like just his passion project. He just wanted to make this because fuck you. That's what it was.
A group
So,
of graduate students and scientists uncover an ancient canister in an abandoned church, but when they open the container, they inadvertently unleash a strange liquid and an evil force on all humanity.
It's the anti-God.
So it's such a good script that he wrote it with a pen name.
Yeah, he always does that.
yeah.
He's Martin Quatermass.
Yeah.
Catermass.
I think he does that to get 2 checks. He likes to get separate checks
You can do
for
that.
his work.
As he should. Yeah.
It's the Coen Brothers. Whenever they edit, it's some totally different name.
Yeah.
You get back all that money you lost on The Thing, which was such a terrible movie.
Ugh, so sad. But that's what happens when you
Fucking
be
that's
next
what
When you
happens
party
when you
naked.
launch your movie the same week that E.T. comes out. Damn it.
No,
The
especially
week
a
after
dark, bleak, dark movie like The Thing and E.T. What do you want to go see, Junior? I want to see the happy movie where the E.T. flies in the sky with a kid with John Williams music. Oh, really? You don't want to see Kurt Russell? Yeah, well, fuck you too.
I want to see a dog morph into a tentacle monster and devour other fucking dogs in front of your eyes and squirt blood all over the fucking place and just
You're getting me
escape.
hot.
Right? It's boner material. Yeah.
That's
So
what we're doing you next.
Prince of Darkness will be on the live show on March 3rd. It'll be a podcast March 4th, so stay tuned for that. Week after that, someone's watching me. Can't wait for that one. I've never
Sometimes it
seen either one.
feels like somebody's watching me.
I get 3 weeks in a row of Carpenter movies I've never watched, and
That's
so
good.
far not working out for well for me. So,
Yeah, it's not going to go any better. It's not going to get any better.
oh, God, I'm not looking for.
It's
Okay.
the anti-God.
It's why we haven't seen these, because we shouldn't. Just not supposed to.
As a 6.7 on IMDb, Prince of Darkness does.
Well, a lot of people don't get it. I think
Did
a lot of
you get
people...
the collector's version of They Live yet, or is it too soon?
Not yet. You
Not
said
yet?
Thursday,
Okay.
so tomorrow.
Thursday, okay, cool.
I'm going to go to Rasputin and see if they have
You'll enjoy those special features a lot.
You two check your mailboxes tomorrow, because you should get my stuff.
Hopefully,
Richard.
All that porn, all that filthy porn.
That filthy Twilight Zone porn.
The unedited filthy Twilight Zone episodes.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll call it early because of Dark Star. It's a Dark Star warning. It's a rain delay.
We've said more than the movie deserves us to talk about.
It's fucking stupid. Don't watch it.
It's garbage.
It's stupid. It's garbage, except for I'd say 15 minutes total.
15 minutes of an idea that's kind of funny. That would have worked as an SNL skit. Pigs in Space is deeper than this. Okay,
and you don't need to have watched the previous hour to understand the last 20 minutes. So literally, just skip. If you're on,
there's no setup for what happens. Yeah, there's no payoff and setup.
When you see them talking in the number 20 bomb going down, rewind about 30 seconds and to start watching there, because that's all setup you need. Because none of it matters before that. Awful, just awful. I'm not mad at John Carpenter. I get it. It wasn't supposed to be a theatrical release. It wasn't supposed to be what it was, and I don't begrudge the man at all for that. It was an experiment, and it feels like that. But I don't like sitting there watching experiments die in front of my very eyes. It's not fun for me.
But what was his second movie after this?
Elvis? No.
No way. Elvis was 80s. I haven't seen that one yet either. Heard of it? Never seen it.
79.
This was 74, so...
After this, it was Assault on Precinct 13.
Which is also not that great. It's better than this, but it's still not that
definitely.
great. The song's the best part of that
Here's
movie.
Dark Star. I also have Captain Voyeur, his short. So one episode we're going to talk about that. So, and then it was Halloween after that. And then it's the movie I chose for 2 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, whatever.
Made for TV movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Christine, directed by what? Yeah, it's the section I'm in.
Hey, just be glad I didn't pick The Fog, because I know how much you love that one.
Can we just get out of the way?
Sure.
I don't like The Fog at all. I haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China in a while.
I like it.
This one's going to be fun. I can't get enough John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi?
Oh, no.
When John Bon Jovi shows up in U-571, do you get a boner thinking about all those guys in a hard submarine full of semen?
He's not. John Bon Jovi's in the sequel. I forget.
Oh, Vampires.
Yeah. He's in the sequel.
Awful movie.
First one. But the second one is right here.
Yeah, Los Muertos or whatever.
Yeah, Los Muertos.
Village is the Damned is pretty good. I haven't seen that since the 90s. I'm kind of looking forward to watching that one again.
That's going to be fun. I remember Christopher Reeve staring at a brick wall and tricking the children into blowing them up.
It's pretty creepy.
That's
it's been a long time since I've seen that one.
When we do this one, I'm also going to watch the original.
Yeah.
I want to watch that one and then compare them. Because I like both versions. I've seen them both a couple times, and I like them both.
I'd be willing to do that too. I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah. Where's the sequel? Can't find the sequel. Yeah, that's the one that has John Bon Jovi. Luckily, so okay. Now I'm not terrified of this one. I remember this one.
Okay.
Mark Boone Jr.'s in it. He's great.
For 5 minutes.
I think I've seen this movie, but I don't remember.
You see her butt because she's sitting there with a Daniel Baldwin on the bed.
Yeah. It could have been a stunt butt.
Yeah. No, it was her. You see, she's nude in everything, dude. Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me, she's full on, just doesn't give a shit.
And she never kind of worked a lot. She's a good actor. Just no one gives her work.
You get typecast, you get a reputation.
Yeah. I wonder what her deal is.
Hey, she's still in this stuff. She's a TV actor.
Well, yeah, she just does random, shows up in a nurse or something.
So she's not nude in Firewalk with Me. She's nude in The Missing Pieces because it shows the club, the Moonlight, whatever that is. And she's nude there. Not that I'm saying she has to be nude. I'm just saying she's full. Like, I was like, holy shit! I didn't expect that.
Okay.
But there's a Kingpin. Is that not based on the movie, right? Not the Farley Brothers movie? Kingpin?
I hope so.
Right.
No, I think Kingpin was that show on NBC about drug lords.
Okay.
It didn't last very long.
Let's get out of here, guys. We're done, right?
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Hang it up.
Hey, none of it recorded. Great. Thank you so much, computer. Oh, super.
Oh,
luckily we got the live version. Whatever.
Broke the audio out of it.
This computer's fucked. I don't know what happened. I'll fix it. But anyway, until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Adam Wilcox.
Dick.
No, LIWstudios.com, RareSLostFlix.com, Pornhub.
Yeah.
What's your favorite search topic?
OnlyFans.
Midgets.
Please do an OnlyFans.
Do an OnlyFans, Dick. Do it.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Get an OnlyFans account. I'll sign in for it.
None of it's new. You like eating hot dogs?
Just put like ketchup in your belly button and dip French fries.
Or
and
mustard like a real person.
Do you like what you see?
No, I'd fuck
you. Fuck me.
I fuck with your girl with a hot dog.
I'm trying to find a copy of Red Dragon.
Red Dragon.
And
why is that so hard to find now? Like in the early 2000s, you can find that in the grocery store.
I go to a thrift store. I see it every day. So I can get you.
I don't want to buy it. I just want to watch it because I watched.
I could have got that for like $3 at one point. Now you can't find it anywhere.
And I watched Hannibal, but I want to watch Manhunter, which I have a copy of that because I love Michael Mann is another one of those direct. He's in my top 5 as well.
Have you not seen Manhunter?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
I have not seen any of the Hannibal TV show.
No,
great show. It's a great show.
Is it good? Yeah. Well, I like Mads Mikkelsen.
The problem with what happens is it's actually really good up until like the 3rd season because the 3rd season is a rehash of Red Dragon for the first like 6 episodes.
Okay.
And the last 3 are when it goes, holy shit, that's amazing. So you have to get through the slog of Red Dragon, which I just fast forward most of it because I saw it. I knew the story.
Trust me, as a guy that's just wrapping up all of Rick Berman and
Michael Pilar.
The guys that did Star Trek, it was Rick Berman and the guy that did Voyager. I'm finishing up Enterprise now. There's nothing worse than a whole season that's just dog shit. And every Star Trek series has had one season at least.
Live.
That's awful. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's Hannibal. I've never seen. I've seen the movie. I'm sorry, Manhunter. I saw that. I've seen them all. The only thing I still have to watch left is Manhunter. I'm gonna rewatch and Red Dragon. I haven't seen
Hannibal Rising. Did you see that one?
Hannibal Rising. I watched. Didn't mind.
I didn't see that one either.
It's not terrible.
No,
Hannibal is definitely terrible, though.
Hannibal's terrible.
Whoever thought it was a good idea to make Julianne Moore play fucking Jodie Foster's character ought to be drug out in the street.
Well, Jodie Foster wanted nothing to do with it because
I don't blame her because it's a dog shit script. Hey,
the book is much worse. It's
really?
Like how do you adapt it? You couldn't do it.
Like you follow up Silence of the fucking Lambs with that. Fuck you, man.
I'm not even the biggest Silence of the Lambs fan.
I like it.
But I like it. I don't love it. I don't know why it won Best Picture.
It's not super rewatchable because it's too fucking dark.
No, I watch it all the time. It's hilarious.
You would.
I would. But I just like, I'm just watching Tony Hopkins.
How's your well going in your basement, by the way?
It's fine.
Is it?
Shut up!
You kept saying that was caving in, but it sounds like you got a good one working.
Dumb
good contract. Okay, good.
Dick's just got piles and piles of DVDs of just baby seals getting clubbed over the back of the head.
And human skin.
Just porn for him, yeah.
I got good news for you guys, by the way. We inadvertently and unknowingly did our first episode of LIW John Frankenheimer review the other night.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do a little intro to it and make our 7 Days in May into an episode, the first episode of that.
Wow.
So that's why we have this now.
So we're going to watch Seconds?
Yeah.
Which I've never seen. I want to see Seconds. I haven't seen it. So
we could go back and forth between Frankenheimer and Carpenter. Adam lost interest there.
What? Huh?
I'm gonna watch. You're gonna watch Ronin and enjoy it.
I was pulling a Frank. What are we talking about again?
No, the thing about that is
I forgot to pay some bills on the counter, and
hold on one
put
second.
Some popsicles in the freezer,
I have something to say about that.